as is the case every month, new characters are becoming farmable today. So, you shift towards building them right now, or do you stick to your current plans? Now, in this ever-changing meta of Marvel Strike Force, sometimes it can get confusing to decide which characters to build and which ones to skip. So as we do every month, we're gonna make it easy for you. We're gonna count down the top 10 characters to farm right now to help you climb up into meta. So if you are ready to see who is climbing and who is falling for April and May of 2024, then you need to do Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I'm ValleyFlyin. Hope you're having a great day. In this video, we're gonna help you keep up with the meta as we do every month. We are counting down the top 10 characters to build and farm right now. But before we get to this list, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. Usually there's more. We have countdown videos like this, news videos, question and answer videos, everything to help your experience in Marvel Strike Force. But let's jump right into the list of the characters that are not going to be eligible for this list, mainly because they're not really farmable. Some of these characters are Dark Dimension characters, very hard to obtain like Mephisto, or very easy to obtain like Kestrel. So just for the sake of consistency, Dark Dimension characters are not going to be on this list, as well as other characters that are not farmable right now, such as the Hive Mind, Out of Time, Cabal, and the most recent Spider Society. Now, if you are a new player, this is kind of a glimpse into what you'd expect as you approach the end game. If you are a mid-game player, well, these are the teams that you start to need as you approach the end game. And if you are in the end game, well, your chase should be towards Apocalypse or Super Skrull or Mephisto, whatever is the next big character that you are facing. Now, as far as how I value these characters, Arena has always been the #1 spot for me. Climbing up as high as you can in Arena will get you the most power cores, which will help you in every single game with this game. So Arena has that top spot. Raids is something that you're doing every day, so building your raid teams is a high priority. And then Crucible and War. I prefer Crucible a little more so in this list. Crucible teams are rated a little higher than War teams, but if you enjoy War a little more, maybe these War characters are going to be rated a little higher on your list. And if you have some difference of opinion, let me know in the comments. But let's clear this off and talk about the characters that newly became farmable this month. And that is, we got 3 of them. They're actually becoming farmable today as of me recording this. Nightcrawler is going to be available in a Cosmic Crucible store. Forge going to the War store, and Sunspot is going to be farmable at Hard Heroes 4-6. Let's clear up this list and bring up the list for April/May of 2024. And coming in at number 10 this month, moving down 2 spots from last month, is Nova. Very, very good character. One of the more recent legendary characters, was released last year, is very good in that legendary section of Dark Dimension. It's very good in Cosmic Crucible. Is very good in War. Has a lot of plug and play value in Cosmic Crucible, but is on a strong nowhere team for War. Let's go take a look at his kit, see why he is such a great character. And he does open with a stun on the primary target with his special. Very, very good special for him. And stuns are always important, especially in Cosmic Crucible. You could use this to counter a lot of different teams. He does have a big ultimate that does apply battlefield effects to Nova Force, which does help with the sustainability of the team, helping to heal them. And also for each charge on this character in his passive, he gains 1,000% focus, 4,000% resistance. So yeah, he's gonna be a very, very strong character, and it's gonna be hard to apply any debuffs to him. Now, as far as the T4s, I like the passive. The passive is one that affects the entire team, the entire nowhere team, mainly in War. So if you're not a huge War player, then you may want to hold off on some of your valuable T4 resources. But very, very good kit. Now, this is a character that does have some awaken abilities, and if you want to purchase these in the raids, just be aware that they're only for War offense. It does not help them if you use them in any other game mode or happen to have your nowhere on War defense. As far as the best ISO 8 for Nova, 88% of Marvel Strike Force players that have their accounts connected to the web have Striker equipped on Nova. Moving on with this list, moving down 3 spots from last month, it is our boy Gambit. Very, very good character, known for all of his counterattacks. Is available in the Crucible store and is part of that Extreme X-Men team, so very valuable in the mutant section of the raids right now. Also has a lot of value on Cosmic Crucible defense, War defense, and is a good character for Dark Dimension Global section, although some other Extreme X-Men you may want to bring in instead of Gambit. He is a very, very good character, but let's go take a look at his kit and see what makes this strong character tick. And like I said, Gambit, I think of him all about these counterattacks here. and he does have a 0-turn cooldown on his special. So if you want to attack multiple targets, it's probably better to use special. If you're looking to do a little bit more damage on the primary target, the basic is very good. Big AoE attack on his ultimate here, and you can get disrupted, flickering positive effects, does a lot of damage, and usually if you get the ultimate from Gambit, Nightcrawler, Cyclops going off all around the same time, you are in trouble. He has a very strong passive here. This is the counter attacks that we talked about. At the end of enemy turn, attack the most injured non-summoned enemy. You're gonna ignore taunt, stealth, 180% piercing, and applying heal block. Very, very good move, and there's a lot of big Gambits out there right now, and this gets a lot of damage. If you want to farm Gambit, like I said, he is available in a Crucible store, and 80% of users who have their accounts connected to MarvelStrikeForce.com have Raider attached to Gambit. Moving on with this list, coming in at number 8 this month, moving up 2 spots from last month, is one of the stronger villains in the game, Vulture. And with the rise of Cabal, rises the Superior and Sinister Six, this character who used to be a trash character just a year ago is one of the stronger characters in Marvel Strike Force right now. Very, very good in multiple game modes, Cosmic Crucible, Dark Dimension. I'm even seeing him a little bit on Arena defense right now, and makes it a little challenging for a lot of the offense that I'm using there. Moving on to the kit of Vulture, he's all about damage and manipulating the speed bar of the enemies. Starts off with a strong special, clears 2 positive effects from each target, playing offense down, but the biggest thing, 70% chance to apply slow. With the T4, you're always applying slow, so this is a strong T4 to equip. Big AoE attack on his ultimate as well. Also reducing the speed bar of all enemies by 25%. This is so strong, and he has a very strong passes as well on enemy death, filling speed bar by 15%. Also has some speed bar manipulation, 10% speed bar per hero enemy. So yeah, he's gaining a lot of speed, manipulating a lot of speed for your team and the enemies as well. If you want to farm Vulture, he is available in the raid store, and 65% of users who have their accounts connected to MarvelStrikeForce.com have Raider attached to Vulture. Moving on with this list, coming in at number 7 this month, no change from last month. Is this a character that has a lot of plug and play value? It is Quicksilver. I see him all the time on Arena defense. I don't really use him too much on Arena offense, but on Arena defense, it's a few different combos that can be very, very tricky if you go into the wrong team. Also is a strong character in Cosmic Crucible, mainly for defense, because he takes a lot of turns and can screw up the efficiency of your opponents, and very good in war as well. And if you are thinking of going into Dark Dimension, is good for that global section also. Maybe not Dark Dimension 7, but if you are using him and you are entering one of these other Dark Dimensions, Quicksilver is a very good character. Taking a look at his kit, he does a lot, and he also can summon a Scarlet Witch. He has a lot of turns that he takes right off the bat. He's a very strong basic. He has a great special, which clears charge off the primary target. Also has speed bomb manipulation, reducing the speed by 30%. Big AoE attack, 400% piercing without the T4. Additional 100% piercing to all enemies with that T4. And of course, the first time that he drops below 50% health, does a lot of things. Bury yourself for 30% of his max health. 2 death proofs. Main thing though, summoning a Scarlet Witch with defense up, offense up, 2 death proofs. Very, very tough character, and takes a lot of turns. If you want to get a Quicksilver as well and annoy your enemies, well, he is available in a Crucible supply store, and 86% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Striker attached to Quicksilver. Moving on with this list, coming at number 6 this month, brand new on this list, is Nightcrawler, and in my opinion, I think he's the best Extreme X-Men in the game right now. I see him on Arena defense. I don't really use him on Arena offense, but he is around the Arena meta. Obviously, you need him for the raids, and that mutant section of the Incursion raids, a very good character. And just like Gambit, the Extreme X-Men are very good on defense in war. Crucible, some combo of the Extreme and Unlimited X-Men, maybe even Phoenix and Jubilee. Very, very strong on those characters, and I think if you're bringing an Extreme X-Men into the global section of Dark Dimension, Nightcrawler is the one that you bring. Let's take a look at his kit, see why he is such a beast. Well, he also has a stun on his special right here, 3-turn cooldown, so you can use this many, many times. Also has bleeds, expose, does some really, really strong stuff. Big AoE attack with piercing damage on his ultimate. 500% piercing when the T4 is equipped. And when you put the T4 into passive, the speed of this character and each ally can only be reduced by slow. So some of that speed manipulation like Vulture does, Quicksilver does, well, if you have Nightcrawler on the team, well, he is not going to allow that on any of his teammates. If you want to start to get some shards of Nightcrawler, he is available in the Crucible store. And 90% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Raider attached to Nightcrawler. Moving on with this list, coming in at the number 5 spot this month, moving down a spot from last month. It is a very strong arena character, one of the best tanks in the game right now, in my opinion. It is Miss Marvel, Hardlight, strong character, involved all the time in arena, and her speed bar manipulation in arena makes that team very strong and allows you to do a lot of different counters to some of these random defenses that you see. Also very good in the city section of Dark Dimension, great in Crucible, great in War. Secret Defenders, I'm finding them used a lot more in defense in War and Crucible than on offense. But let's go ahead and take a look at her kit. Well, she does a bunch of stuff. She has a copy clear random positive effects with her special. The main thing that you want is this big ultimate where it's reducing the speed by 30% for the primary and adjacent targets. Lots of health, lots of barrier that she can keep herself alive with. And when an enemy becomes empowered, mainly look at you, Apocalypse. When Apocalypse becomes empowered, going to heal herself for 20% of her max health, bury herself. Main thing, you're getting taunt. So when Apocalypse tries to use this empowered basic, well, he has to use it on Miss Marvel Hardlight. And if the tank is taking a damage, that is a great thing. So very good character, used all over the place right now. If you want to get some shards for her, she is available in the very easy to farm raid store. And if you want to see the most popular ISO 8 class, it is Skirmisher. 86% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Skirmisher attached to Miss Marvel Hardlight. Moving on with this list, coming in at number 4 this month, great arena character as well. Miss Marvel Hardlight's partner in crime moved down 1 spot. It is Black Cat. Yeah, very good character. She's a permanent legendary character, so you can farm her every 2 weeks or so. Is obviously involved in the arena meta, was designed to be an arena character. Great for the legendary section of Dark Dimension. Like we mentioned with Miss Marvel Hardlight, the Secret Defenders are great in Crucible, great in War. Let's go take a look at her kit though, because she has a strong one. She has a big stun again on her special. You can open with this stun. Also applies trauma, bleed, disrupted, and I love doing this to Apocalypse right on her first turn, and he's pretty much done for the rest of the match when you have this. If you have the right combo. Anyway, the ultimate is a very good move, does a lot of damage to a single target, and she does a lot with her passive. 9 death proofs is what I think about with Black Cat, and like we had with Nova, she has some empowered abilities as well. These are available in the raid store with some elite raid credits. I think one of the best ones that you could do is this T4 on the passive, or the Awaken ability on the passive, where enemies in arena offense cannot spawn with death proof. So if you're facing an enemy Black Cat, she is not going to spawn with death proof, reducing the lower damage reduction of enemies that do not have death proof 15%. So this helps out against other Black Cats in arenas. Sometimes it's a little of a hindrance, giving Super Skrull a lot more turn meter, but she's a very good character. Like I said, she is a permanent legendary, and 96% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Striker attached to Black Cat. Moving on with this list, moving up a few spots from last month, moving up 2 spots from last month, it is Kang. Yes, Kang, very good character in the game. He is also known for his turn meter manipulation, and kind of like Emma, I expect him to be in the meta for a long time. Very good in arena. I'm using him on a lot of different teams in arena right now. Very good on Crucible with that Masters of Evil tag, also villain tag, so works with Cabal. War, very good character, and the Cosmic section of Dark Dimension, I think you want to bring him in for that section as well. Let's go take a look at his kit and see why he is such a manipulator of time and space and how he's going to help you. Well, the Kang Bang, his ultimate, is probably the #1 move. Big AU attack, piercing, 33 positive effects, reducing speed bar. Characters killed by this attack cannot be revived. It is unavoidable, cannot be blocked. Very strong move. Has some slows that he could apply with his special here, and very good move as well Lots of damage, and it hits the primary and adjacent targets. And a lot of times, sometimes you actually want to open with his basic because he's going to hit the primary target. Then he's going to hit the most injured enemy. And if you're opening with this move, well, he is going to hit the enemy that you just hit. And then maybe he's getting an extra attack as well. So very, very strong move. Yeah, applying disrupt to the most injured enemy. And as far as what you need for him to be dominant, well, you need his T4 in his passive. Because on spawn, on offense, you're going to fill this speed bar by 5% for self and all allies, which helps in any mirror match that you're doing. Bring Kang, you're going to get ahead of the enemies. So very, very good character. Lots of damage, turn meter manipulation. He does so much. It is a turn-based game, and lots of damage, lots of turn meter helps. Now, if you want to farm him, he is available on incursion 3.8, and 82% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Striker attached to Kang. Very, very good character. Moving on with this list, coming in at number 2, no change from last month. A permanent legendary of Green Goblin Classic. Strong character in Crucible and War, and has a little bit of value in Arena right now. Also is very good in the legendary section of Dark Dimension. Moving on to his kit, seeing why he is such a dominant force, mainly in Crucible, but on certain meta defenses that you see in Arena, Green Goblin Classic is the counter to all that. His special reduces his turn meter, or reduces his speed bar by 25%. So good stuff there. We also have a big AoE attack. Happens 3 times. So attacks all enemies, 150% damage. And then we're going to repeat it 2 additional times, along with a bunch of the effects that he's applying. And yeah, whenever this character has charge, ability block, vulnerable, cannot be applied to self and any Sinister 6 allies. So this is a very strong T4, and just like Black Cat and Nova, he does have some Awakened abilities. Unfortunately, they're not available with Elite Raid credits, so not really worth mentioning too much at this point. Hopefully they're available soon though. But Green Goblin Classic, he will help you dominate in Crucible, very good in War, like I said, and he is a permanent legendary. As far as ISO 8 classes, 89% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Raider attached to Green Goblin Classic. And as we round out this list, coming in at number 1, again, it is our boy Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider, one of the strongest characters in the game right now, is available in the Crucible supply store. It is a dominant force in Arena, dominant in Dark Dimension right now. Very, very good for Cosmic Crucible and War, although like Miss Marvel, Hardlight, and Black Cat, usually using them on defense in those modes. But because of his valuable in Arena, that is why he's the number 1 character right now that you could farm and build. Yeah, no, don't wait. Just build him up right now. Very strong, special. He has an ability block on there. Applies a lots of bleeds all around in his moveset here. Attacking all enemies for piercing with his ultimate here. Drain, he has defense down and applying bleeds as well, and all those bleeds, well, they help to give him his turn meter, manipulating the turn meter of himself. When bleeds apply to an enemy, he's going to fill speed bar by 10%, and his T4s, I would recommend doing all of them. Lower resistance of bio enemies by 100%, lowering the counter chance of bio enemies with immunity by 100%. Yeah, these are all T4s that you want to do, especially if you're using them on a daily basis in Arena. Like I said, he is available in the Cosmic Crucible supply store, and 87% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Raider attached to Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes. Let me know your thoughts on this list. As we mentioned, some honorable mentions that just did not make the cut. Icarus, Cersei, very good characters. You do need to invest in your raid teams to beat whatever raid you and your alliance are doing, but you do not want to overinvest in a lot of these teams like Bifrost, Pegasus, Extreme. You got a couple Hive Mind characters that are farmable, a couple Spider Society members that are farmable. The Sinister and Superior 6 are very good characters. Weaver 2099 is also very good. Morgan Le Fay and Ralk are probably the 2 most valuable Horseman characters. Rogue does have some value as well, and the new words are also very, very good. If you don't have Apocalypse, you should be building up your Horseman teams as well. So hopefully this list helps you in determining who you want to build this month. Hopefully you got some value from this video, and if you did, leave it a like. It is free for you, and it tremendously helps the channel. And if you want to see what are the 10 best characters in Marvel Strike Force right now, check out the video up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hug fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.